I'm vengeance.
Alright, I'm Vengeance. Alright, it worked. Okay, my sound, the mic is working, the sound is working good. Unlike yesterday, and we said everything. What's up, guys? AWO here, Aaron Warder. Welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Aaron Warder, AWO. Pop culture and wrestling needs. If you're into either of these topics, this is for you. This is episode AWO Detracts, where I detract YouTubers on their takes and things, on their videos on what they talk about. So this is episode number 17 of this show. Weekly show every Sunday. Okay. Every Sunday we're doing AWO Detracts. I'm AWO. So on this Sunday we're going to detract Grace Randolph, or we're going to at least talk about her. So I'm going in as blind. I haven't listened to Grace Randolph on this, but what we're going to do, we're going to listen to Grace Randolph and see what she has to say about episode 7 of Peacemaker. Okay, spoiler review. There's going to be spoilers in this. I think. Yeah, there'll be spoilers in this. So come say hello. Hope to see you in the chat. Alright, this is the first episode of October of AWO Detracts. So we're going to take a look at Grace Randolph, Peacemaker. We're one episode away from season 2 finale. Hour-long episode to wrap up Peacemaker, season 2. Where is it going to lead? What's going to happen in the finale? Where is it going to lead to the future of the DCU? Regarding Superman, Clayface, Supergirl, and whatever, spin-offs, whatever. We're definitely going to be talking about that. I'm going to definitely wrap up Thursday with a spoiler review of the finale of season 2. That's this Thursday night after Peacemaker. Shout out to TJ. So this Thursday, come join me for the final after show for Peacemaker spoiler review. We're going to wrap it up and talk about the future of DCU after Peacemaker. Where it will lead to. What in the show is going to lead to the future of the DCU. James Gunn's DCU. So welcome to TJ in the house. TJ's in the house. Now, hope to see others in this. I'm aware, Hunter, I didn't watch Jester Bell. I'm aware. Jester Bell made a video today. I didn't watch her video, but I think I might watch her video. I was considering watching her video and doing detracting to Jester Bell today, but I had to set up, and I want to see what Grace has to say about this. I'm aware of Jester Bell. I've seen her thumbnail. I have a good idea what she says, and she's going to say in that video. And we know why it's bullshit, and we can prove her wrong. She doesn't provide evidence. Obviously, maybe next Sunday, maybe we'll do detract Jester Bell. But yeah, I was thinking of changing it to Jester Bell this week, but no, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. I'm aware. I did put the video in my group, my DM group that I have with some people that are getting in the chat or might appear later in the chat. But I haven't watched it. But I'm considering it. I'm considering doing maybe next week on Jester Bell. I haven't done Jester Bell in a while, but I'm considering it though. Alright, but today we're gonna talk Grace Randolph. So Grace Randolph is watching Peacemaker. She's watching Peacemaker, right? Okay, I think that's all safe to say. She's watching this Peacemaker, season 2 of Peacemaker. That's safe to say, that's obvious. We're going to talk about that, okay? We're going to listen to what she says. This is a spoiler review. This is her video is a breakdown of it. Spoilers, Easter eggs, ending explained. We're going to see what she says, see if she likes it, see if it gets right or wrong, what her crazy out-of-box statement she makes. And it's not a long video. The Jester Bell one, I think, is longer. But we're going to take a look at what Crazy Grace has to say. And not look at Delusional Jester Bell tonight. But we'll have guests. I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna pull up on stream. I'm gonna take the banner away. I think it helps if I take away the banner, the text, hide. Yeah, I think that helps. Um, there's me on the side. I'm gonna apologize if there's mid ads roll. Don't have premium, so there's gonna be mid ads. So I apologize for that in advance. I let you know. There's my social media if you want to watch. If you want to follow me on X. But yeah, here we go. So I think Blinded might be playing Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know. You know what? I need to play that game tonight. I'm surprised you haven't played Ghost of Yotai, not Tsushima. Oh my god. I'm surprised you haven't played that tonight yet. So I should have. Maybe after this. Maybe after this, I'll play Ghost of Yotai. All right. So 16 minutes. Oh, yeah, I did mute it. Okay. There's unmuted. So sit back, relax, chit chat, enjoy the fun, have some fun with me. Send super chats. If you want to gift membership, become a member of my channel. I'll do all that. We're gonna do that on this stream. We're gonna have fun. Listening to Grace Randolph. Okay. And it's gonna be. We'll see what she says. You know, sometimes I may agree with her on some things. I may disagree. I may correct her on some stuff. I may get frustrated, but we'll see. I don't know where Blinded is. Blinded hasn't appeared in my chat in a while. I know he was busy last night. He was still streaming Ghost of Yotai. Maybe he'll come on. But yeah. All right, so let's get on with this.
By the way, I know that some die-hard gun fans defend everything that the man does, but I'm real curious if you can defend this is the follow-up to the really incredible episode 6.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Yeah. It's an incredible follow-up to episode 6. Yeah.
I mean, come on. And by the way, I knew this episode was going to be weak as soon as I saw that he didn't direct it. I was like, oh.
Bullshit. So she didn't like the episode.
Aw, man. And I'm not.
But who's it written by, Grace? Who is it written by? Who is it written by, Grace? Who wrote the episode? I knew this is going to be a weak episode because I know it's directed by. But who wrote the episode, Grace? Who wrote the episode? Who wrote the episode? It says down below, written by James Gunn. Yeah, Grace. Ready, ready right away. Ready right away. On my nerves. I swear, Grace gets on my nerves. Okay, right away she gets on my nerves. Oh. Oh my god. CX. See.
No, I'm not saying it was a bad episode. It certainly had its moments. But Gunn totally glossed over the whole Earth X situation.
What do you mean glossed over?
Really only making the point that maybe our two worlds aren't so different. They were very. I mean, I understand the point that he's trying to make, but
oh, she's getting political. When does she not get anyone's nerves? I don't know. Imagine going out with her to watch a movie. Here's the thing, right? If you're a Here's the thing. If you're a critic, if I was a critic, I would not go with people. I would not go with people. I would go alone. You have to as a critic. Oh man, yeah.
Come on. And then also, maybe everyone on Earth X is trying their hardest. Give me a break. Like when Chris was trying to defend his dad, being like, no, he's okay. It's like, look, no matter what he might call himself or what he might say that his beliefs are, right? He's a superhero who decided it was easier to fight lower level crime rather than take on, yeah, I don't know, the Nazi leadership or try to.
Uh, look. Grace, I don't think you get this. I don't think you get it. Get it. I don't think you get this. I don't think you get it. Grace. Grace. Have you been paying attention to the episode? Because this father was a complete opposite of his father. His father was more of a pacifist, was calm, collected, was actually a decent guy, a more nicer guy. Something that Chris wanted from his father. Yeah, he maybe lived in Earth X and didn't exactly couldn't exactly stand to be the regime. But you know how powerful the regime is? The Nazi regime there is. Of course, he's trying to make the best as he can there in that situation, um, living there, But yeah, he expects him to take on the whole freaking government. Exactly. It's the thing. His father clearly didn't believe in what the Nazis were doing, and you could tell his father was against all that. That's why he's not the White Dragon. The White Dragon the White Dragon is clearly a Nazi, white supremacist, a Nazi basically, right? White Dragon, right? Obviously the name white, but you can see here there's blue, right? That's the difference you could tell from the father in Chris's world and this father. This is not a Nazi. This is not a white supremacist, and this is someone who's not a racist either. A racist either. Because he was going to let Lee go? It's black, right? If he was a Nazi racist, why let her go? Right? Same with Judo Master. Clearly, he's not like the government he lives in. I mean, look, man. Exactly, Jalen. Look, there's people in the real life. There's people who live in countries where you don't agree with the government. Okay, and you're trying to make the best with the situation. Not every I'm going to use best example. Nazi Germany, because this is Earth X, so it represents basically Nazi Germany. Nazi Germany, all that stuff going down, right? Basically getting all the Jews out of Germany, right? Sending them on the trains, concentration camps. They did it in other countries too, right? Setting up the concentration camps. Not every German in Germany or Austria, or wherever, was aligned with the Nazi government. They didn't agree with the Nazi government. There's stories of them protecting the German citizens, Austrian citizens, protecting Jewish people and other marginalized groups that the Nazis went after. Remember, yes, they went after the Jews. Jewish people, Jews. But they also went to they went after other minorities and other groups of people too. And not everybody in Germany was for was a Nazi, had the same belief. It's just because not everybody represents the government. If you live in the country, not everybody represents the values and beliefs of the government that's running the country. Not everybody's aboard the government. Exactly. They agree with the government. But sometimes one man cannot stand up. So, and he's trying to survive, he's trying to do what's right, okay? And it makes sense, it really makes sense here because this is an alternate world, an alternate universe. The good guys in Chris's world would be the bad guys. Would be the bad guys in Earth X. Amelia Harcourt would be the bad guy in Earth X, right? That version in Earth X would be a bad guy. Where the White Dragon in Earth X would be the good guy. Exactly, TJ, yeah. It makes sense, right? In the Earth X, the bad guys in the regular Earth where Chris is from would be the good guys in Earth X, and vice versa. It makes kind of sense, okay? It actually makes sense if you really think hard about it, okay? Arrowverse did it too. In Earth X, Arrowverse, the good guys were the bad guys in Earth X. And it really makes sense. Everything is opposite. Exactly.
Free all the people of color? Like,
oh, running!
Desjardins Insurance goes the extra mile to make it.
Vigilante, Earth X Vigilante knows that the top trio is evil. Gunn built up these final three episodes.
First of all, the vigilante that killed Blue Dragon, that was not the one from Chris's universe, Chris's world. Actually, it was. He kind of still thought the Blue Dragon was the same, was basically the same from his Earth. He wasn't there when Blue Dragon, the Blue Dragon was giving the whole speech about he doesn't believe in this stuff, he's all this or this, all right, like all this. He wasn't there listening to that speech that the Blue Dragon was giving to Hardcore, Chris, John, Lee, so on and so on.
Episodes so much, but it seems that at the end of the day they're just going to be Peacemaker season 2 with no big reveals or really true ramifications for
no big reveals. You haven't seen this finale yet, so you don't know what else is there. Are you expecting big reveals? Really? Season 1 didn't really have a big reveal. Okay. Relax. I mean, fuck. Mephisto was a big reveal in the finale of Ironheart, okay?
The DCU overall. I know the Lex thing, but look, it sounds a lot like the Marvel Disney Plus problem, don't you think? Where there are tons of big promises, but ultimately neither Feige nor Gunn wants to take the risk of making it necessary viewing. And
once again, sometimes big reveals take away from the show. Okay? Yeah, what is she talking about? Exactly. Okay? That's all she cares about, big reveals? That's what you care about? Gunn specifically said, there's going to be big reveals in episode 6, particularly 6 and 8. He didn't say. He didn't say 7. He didn't say. He didn't say 7. Okay. He didn't say 7. He specifically said it's good. Big reveals. Episode 6 and 8. 6 was the Lex Luthor interaction, right? The scene in Lex Luthor in episode 6. Episode 7, yeah, the character of Sydney, who was in the Superman movie, the guy who worked for Lex, right? Yeah, but he's not really a big reveal. Okay, that's not really a big reveal. Okay, it makes sense for the role Sydney would be in. He is more of the technological analysis expert that worked for Lex. I personally think they should make Sydney in the DCU. Don't care if his name is No Cutter in the comics. I think Sydney should become the Calculator in the DCU. It's okay to change his name. Calculator is not a big character overall, so I'm okay with changing the name of Calculator from No Cutter to Sydney. I don't know his last name, but I think that character should just become the Calculator. Yeah, we'll see the finale. It's gonna. We'll see what it does. We'll see what it does. That's what I think. I think that the Sydney character should be the Calculator of the DCU. Make him Calculator. Okay, I know he's not the most well-known actor. Like, obviously, he's not the biggest name actor, but it's Calculator, man. Like, do we really need an A-list actor for Calculator? That's my opinion. I said it in my stream a couple days ago. I think that he should be Calculator anyway. I think I said that Thursday, maybe. Did I say that Thursday? Did I say that? Yeah, I might have said it on my spoiler stream. I think that he should be Calculator. Let's continue.
That's okay, as long as it's like I honestly feel if this whole season had been more of an exploration of Earth X and we had truly looked at what Earth X was like and seen where all the people of color were being held, and as I said last, my last breakdown had like a cool team of characters of color who were fighting the good fight, would have been phenomenal. But it's like it's just more of the same from Gunn is what it's ended up being. Like, I mean, we still have one more episode to go. But
she can't explain it. I'd like to see more of Earth X. Aaron Taylor Johnson. But I'm sure he follows a lot of people. Earth X, they should explore more Earth X. But she says it's more. They should explore more of Earth X. But it's James Gunn. Grace, say why. Say why. Why is James Gunn? Why is it James Gunn? Why do you use that? What? Tell me why tell me why James Gunn. James Gunn. Tell me why. Why do you say that? Oh, they should explore more Earth X, that world, and then the thing is, Earth X, yes, is a Nazi world. But if you look deep down into it, it's not really about that. Earth X is not really about the Nazi world. It's actually about Chris trying to find a place where he belongs. Okay, this is not them about going to the Nazi world and trying to take down the Third Reich, trying to take down the Nazis and save the world. Save the world, get rid of fascism, bring on democracy. This is not them doing a Star Wars thing where take down the Empire. This is not really about that. This is actually just about Chris trying to find a place where he belongs. This is about particularly Peacemaker, not really Earth X. It's not about Earth X. This show is not really about Earth X. It's just about Peacemaker finding her place. This is not about Star Wars, where it's about the Empire, who is clearly, obviously, created off the Nazis. It's not about that. It's not Star Wars. This show, Earth X, yes, it's an important plot. Obviously, it's opposite of the planet, the dimension, but it's not about Earth X. It's not really. It's yeah. There's a little bit of politics in it, obviously, because Earth X does not see as in fashion if they want. But it's more about Chris trying to find a place. Exactly, Jalen. It's about Chris. It's about Chris. It's about Chris, the character. Okay. It's not about Earth X. Okay. Maybe that. It's called Peacemaker. I think she should really go back and watch the first 7 episodes again and really, really open her ears and really watch, really watch and see that. Hopefully, because she should be able to see that. But if she can't, then she doesn't understand. She doesn't understand the show. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay. Yes. I don't know if it's considered a redemption arc, but it's also for Chris to find this place that eventually he accepts where he belongs, where he finds a place where he belongs, and he learns to forgive himself for the shit he's done. For the shit he's done. Okay? So I guess it's kind of like it's a season's about fighting himself, okay, okay, fighting himself. Yeah, he comes closer to the comic book version. It's about finding himself.
He's saying this is
It's
some
not
of the
about
best
it's
stuff
not
he's
about
ever.
Earth X. This is not about Earth X, and this is not some group of heroes going to Earth X to take down the Nazis. This is not the show is about. The show is about. This is not Star Wars. Okay?
We're done, and I'm like, it looks a lot.
And I'm sure Earth X does come back in the next episode. I think. Chris fighting his demons. Yes, it's about character growth for Chris.
Like all the other stuff you've ever done. Ugh. And then Lex Luthor, as I said, sure, he joined Argus last episode.
He didn't join fucking Argus. Lex Luthor didn't join Argus. He didn't technically join Argus. He's kind of aligned himself with Argus, but he didn't join Argus. Argus promised him something. A redemption arc to give him back. A redemption arc, like he could redeem himself and something in return. He didn't really join Argus. Okay? He made a deal with Lex Luthor. A deal. Rick Flag made a deal with Lex Luthor. That's not the same thing. Lex is working with Argus. Yeah, he made a deal. He's working with Argus. He didn't join Argus, right? He made a deal. Not to join, to work with Argus. Lex does this for Argus. Argus helps him redeem himself, get him out of prison. Right? Lex probably has a plan. Yeah, like Lex is the type of guy who thinks ahead. He has a plan, of course. Of course. That's going to lead to Man of Tomorrow. The Lex cameo part, that's going to lead to Man of Tomorrow. That part is clearly foreshadowing Man of Tomorrow. Okay? But he did not join Argus. There's a difference between joining and working. Okay? Joining means you actually you join Argus. Working just means you're partnering with Argus. Doesn't mean you're joining with them. Lex is partnering with Argus, but it's a way for him to get out of prison. Or maybe transferred or whatever. Okay? It's not the same thing, Grace. I don't know. Okay? It's not. Hey, Degrassi, that's not. Just join fucking Argus. Join fucking Argus. Oh, fucking. I want this woman.
He didn't come back for this episode, and where's Rick Flag Jr.?
Because he's not important for this episode. Because he gave them the person that could help them with what they need with the interdimensional doorways to different dimensions, different universes, and that's the introduction of Sydney. Sydney came back in this episode, and that's what he needed, and that's what Lex Luthor recommended. Okay. Who he recommended? Because Sydney, if you fucking watch the Superman movie, was the lead scientist, the lead tech, lead engineer on all the stuff that Lex was doing. Okay, especially with the interdimensional dimension stuff, all that shit that's going down Metropolis. Okay. Oh. Yeah, Rick was only a guest appearance because look, I was surprised we didn't see him in this episode. Rick Flag Jr. And that Rick Flag Jr. I think was a Nazi. Because remember, it's the opposite. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a Nazi. To me, it's clueless. Yeah.
Are these two really one and done in terms of episodes?
Look, I don't know. Lex Luthor could be in the finale, but Lex Luthor is just... Grace. Fuck, Grace. Go back, watch episode 6. When Rick and Lex were talking. What did Rick offer him? Redemption. What do you think that means? That's foreshadowing Man of Tomorrow. That's clearly foreshadowing Man of Tomorrow when him and Lex and Superman are forced to team up to take on, well, it's going to be Brainiac, okay? And that's going to be his redemption arc. And I said this before, he's going to use it to own Superman. They're giving a big FU over Superman. And it's going to lead him to people starting, instead of hating Lex, showing showing respect for Lex, cheering on Lex, and he's gonna see that. Lex is gonna see it, and I think he's gonna win the president with it, or something. I don't know. That's the point of Lex cameo, the redemption. Well, I mean, Degrassi, he's gonna use the redemption for his own selfish desires, right? He's not, right? That's the point of the Lex Luthor scene, really.
There is, again, one episode left, so it's hard to totally make a call on this season, but it's not looking good.
What you're talking about is not looking good. First of all, the last episode, episode 8, it's an hour long, right? It's 57 minutes. So it's a long episode. Oh, this woman, man.
But it looks to me like, from the coming attractions, that Rick Flag Sr. is going to open every portal there is but the one that leads to the other version of his dead son. I can't believe that he's not going to... Let's see. So
Why would he want to see his dead... Why would he want to go to the other world universe to see his dead son? I think Rick Flag... why would he want to open that portal? Why?
I think when they're going...
I don't think, honestly, it's great. I don't think they need to bring back Rick Flag Jr. They have Rick Flag Sr. here, and this Rick Flag Jr. I don't, from the Nazi, the one from the Earth X, I'm saying he's a Nazi. I'm saying that one's a Nazi now.
dimension to dimension, that's where we're going to get some of the fun surprise cameos that there are rumors going around about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, Grace. Isn't that what you wanted? Isn't that what you wanted? All you have to do is wait till this Thursday. Wait till this Thursday, guys. Yeah. I don't think we're going to Earth X next episode. I think Earth X might try to get in here. Yeah, exactly, Jalen. So, Grace, why were you bitching about cameos a minute ago, and now, and then as I resumed the video, you talked about that we're gonna get some surprise cameos in the finale. Like, why do you need you need? This is some MCU brain rot right here. MCU brain rot.
But now I'm kind of worried they're going to be real quick, like open and close the door quick. Like you're just going to see Boost. I haven't heard anything about any of the other cameos.
Not Booster Gold. Booster Gold's not going to be in it.
Some of you saying maybe we'll see Booster Gold. Is
No,
he just gonna?
nope, not Booster Gold. Original Rick Jr. hated the government. Exactly. Not Booster Gold.
Like fly by for a second? I mean, and then what are they going to do? Is it going to be?
It's gonna be Grace. He said it's gonna be cameos from people we've already seen before. Seen! Keyword seen before. Seen before. Okay? Seen before in the DCU. Not newbies. Alright? Okay? It's gonna be characters we've seen before. Great. James Gunn kind of spoiled it accidentally, I believe. But I believe he says Creature Commandos is one of the cameos. Now I don't know who in the Creature Commandos, but it could be all of them. It could be, the Bride, Dr. Phosphorus, whoever. What's his name? Not the Jacko. Fuck. Oh, fuck. The Jack. Shit. Okay. It's not. He said it's not going to be a cameo. He says it's not going to be a cameo for somebody we haven't seen. It's going to be. He says it's going to be cameos from people we've seen in the DCU before, and maybe some cameos from the past before DCU became official. Like the DCU. Remember. It could be. It could be like. What? Who knows? Maybe it could be Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. Maybe it could be Idris Elba's Bloodsport too. Okay. Maybe it could be The Rock's Black Adam. I'm just, he's okay. Okay. So it says he says it's gonna be from people we've seen before, not newbies. And I don't believe this rumor at all that Kumani Najari is gonna be Booster Gold. Okay, that rumor's been going on for a year in a row. If you hear about a rumor about an actor playing this character for a year or more, it's not true. Most likely, it's not true. Okay. But it's not gonna. But once again, he says it's not gonna be. He said it's gonna be somebody we've seen before, people we've seen before, characters that we've seen before, not newbies. Zolo. I mean, it could be Blue Beetle, Zolo. Yeah. I mean, Blue Beetle counts. Yeah.
Multiverse rules, or they're like, well, that's not going to be our Booster Gold.
It's gonna be Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom's gonna be. It's gonna be Doctor Doom, guys. It's gonna be Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom and be like, wait, I'm in the wrong universe. I'm just kidding with the Doctor Doom shit. But I don't know why. I just have to go off on a tangent here. I don't know why Discussion Film made a big deal about Spider-Man being mentioned in episode 6 of Peacemaker because the two vigilantes did the Spider-Man meme. You know the Spider-Man meme where they pointed at each other. I don't know why Discussion Film made a big deal out of it. DC and Marvel have been doing that to each other for a long time. It's not against the rules. It's not illegal. Okay. I don't know why Discussion Film was making a big deal that Spider-Man was mentioned. Spider-Man meme was mentioned in episode 6. DC. I don't know why they made a big deal of that. Wow, Spider-Man was mentioned in DC. Like what? Were they were banned to use? They were banned to use they were banned to use that. Well, it was against. It was a. Was there cop? Is there legal ramifications? Were there the two companies are not allowed to do that? No, no. Come on. Damn, it's stupid.
But it's just a fun little moment for us
You
to
know
have
what?
there.
The thing is, Pierre Boss of Dr. Fate, he kind of fits the multiverse thing, right? He kind of fits that mold. Because he is pretty much the Doctor Strange of the DC, right? I know, right? They're pretty much one-on-one of each other in a way, right? Doctors, both sorcerers, stuff, things like that. You know, obviously. So basically,
It's like it feels like suddenly, it seemed like James Gunn had learned so much from Marvel's mistakes. And then in one episode, you're like, wait a minute. Did you actually learn absolutely nothing from Marvel's mistakes? It's really kind of weird and alarming.
Okay. Assume what are the Marvel mistakes? What are the Marvel mistakes? Okay. What are the Marvel mistakes? Here's the thing. I want Grace to understand this. She has her fans. She has her hardcore fans. But when you mention something like this, he's learned from his Marvel mistakes. Say you get a new viewer interested in listening to this topic. Someone click on their video, this exact video that we were talking about. So you get a new viewer and they're interested in here. Oh, you heard the word Marvel mistakes, but you don't talk about the Marvel mistakes. You just say learning from Marvel's mistakes. The viewer will be like, but what mistakes are you talking about? What mistakes are you talking about that Marvel made? Like, give us a couple examples. Instead of assuming. I understand you have a fan base, and most of the fan base obviously watch Marvel and DC. But let's just say you get new viewers. Just click on your channel, and you mention something like Marvel's mistakes, or DC's mistakes, or Star Wars mistakes. Talk about what mistakes. Talk about the mistakes, okay? Just automatically everybody assumes what mistakes. Now, not everybody watches, I'm sure everybody that watches your channel doesn't, not everybody that watches your stuff knows the mistakes. Mention the mistakes. Give examples. Give examples of mistakes, and also give examples of what worked. It's simple. A YouTuber can't just assume that the viewer knows. Okay? All the time. Okay? Yeah, see, like TJ said it back. Which mistakes? Okay? I know Marvel, right? Like, obviously, which mistakes? Bring the mistakes up. In your opinion, what mistakes? It's not hard. Give examples of mistakes. Okay? To make your point.
And then also, speaking of repeating...
It's like writing an essay. When you write your thesis, you have to write three arguments to prove your thesis. That's all you gotta do, man. When you're making a video or a stream, it's kind of like making an essay, kind of. Okay? You want to make a point on your video or stream? Give points to prove give examples to prove points, your opinion, and give examples to justify your opinion, to explain your opinion, All right? And your thesis. That's all you gotta do. Your hypothesis. Just don't assume everybody knows, because everybody doesn't know.
Himself, those spacesuits look like they're right out of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, man. So I'm just so disappointed, not just in James Gunn and the promises that he's been making for this final 3 episodes.
What promises was he making?
But in myself for believing it. What?
What promises? What promises did he make that he didn't live up to? These final 3 episodes. He said 3 episodes. The final 3 episodes, but you still haven't seen the finale. So how can you say you're disappointed in James Gunn for not living up to the promises he made in his final 3 episodes when you fucking didn't see the final episode? You know what you fucking sound like? You fucking sound like a grifter. What promises again? Yeah. I'm sorry guys, I'm getting a little agitated here. Yeah, I don't know. He said 6 and 8. He said 6 and 8. Yeah. 6 was the Lex. 8, it's going to be more.
Falling for these comic book movie and show promises. What is it?
You're a delusion.
All right, so I think it's because we believed or allowed ourselves to believe, and it seemed like he was, like James Gunn was a true comic book fan, that he wouldn't do this to us. And there is 1 episode left, so.
Oh,
right.
see, there she goes. See, it's 1 episode left. So stop saying that shit. Okay? Oh. She's grifting. She has to be grifting, yeah. And she's good at it. She's good at it. She's really good at it.
We'll break down.
You're the one who put all these expectations on Gunn. Yes. I hate when people say that Gunn isn't a fan of Wilson. Well, Gunn is a fan. Who else would come up with an idea for a show based on a Peacemaker character? Who? Nobody but Gunn would think about doing a show based on Peacemaker. Nobody in the industry would do that. Only Gunn would be the only person in Hollywood. Gunn would be the only one to be willing to do a Peacemaker show. Only Gunn would come up with that. Nobody else would. Okay? If Hollywood came up to me and wanted me to do a comic book movie on whether it's Marvel, DC, or Independence, Peacemaker, I wouldn't even think about Peacemaker. I would not even think about Peacemaker. I'd put 20 comic book characters over Peacemaker. Obviously, there's the heavy hitters, right? The Batman, the Superman, the Spider-Man, the X-Men, right? All that. But still, who else made Nanu? Yeah, Nanu, King Shark, and Polka Dot. Yeah. Not a fan. A comic book fan, a hardcore comic book fan, would be the one wanting to do Peacemaker, okay?
This episode in a moment, but I want to know first, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pissed off because the stupid ad is up.
What words do I live by? Through hardships.
Know who else I'm disappointed in? Economos. Dude was so quippy against Argus for multiple episodes. I was loving him. And then he folds as soon as he goes up against Chris's dad. Granted, Chris's dad did stab him in the hand, but this just wasn't a good look for Economos.
Grace. You're a fucking moron in this, okay? Economist, whatever. He was tied up, right? by the Blue Dragon. He's a tech guy. Blue Dragon. He still thought the Blue Dragon was a Nazi. Okay, he thought this Blue Dragon was the same as the White Dragon in his world. Okay, a Nazi, and would do. He thought he was gonna get tortured and all that, right? Tortured from him. He can creep back at Argus because Argus, well, Argus is not the most self-righteous and just self-righteous agency. Okay. But Argus is still the good guys. They still think they're doing what's right. They're not necessarily the bad guys. Alright? Okay? This is a Nazi. He still thought this guy was a Nazi, which is as bad as the White Dragon is. He didn't know that this Blue Dragon, that this version of Chris's father was more of a reasonable person, more of a calmer, reasonable, more of a, I wouldn't say he's a pacifist, but more of a person that's diplomatic, controlled, whatever, able to. He's the opposite of. I don't think you get it, Grace. Because I said this so many times. He's the opposite of the one from the other world. Okay, the other world, where he was clearly a bad guy, a Nazi. He didn't. He thought he was the same as that one. Clearly wasn't. So of course, you're not going to be cripping the Nazi in front of you. I mean, this is like. Argus is different. Yeah, he's canon.
Is it Economos? Economos?
Economos. He said
I always forget.
Economos.
But I don't care about
I call him economics.
more. I really didn't like the way he handled himself here. I lost a lot of respect for the character. And I'd have been tempted to leave him there when they were dragging him, like talking about.
Grace, I want to see you be in that situation. Grace, I want to.
Dead weight.
Okay, Grace, how? Okay. He got stabbed. Only God would know. Yeah.
House to try and get him to the portal. I'd be like, just leave him. I'm so disgusted in how he turned on his own team. Ugh. Everybody else is making an effort. Economos. All right, this other dimension truly is messed up, as Economos is the liability, but Judo Master steps up. By the way, why didn't those Nazis go around the pool? Why did they follow her into the pool? I mean, I know that James Gunn wanted to wrap up the scene quickly. More on that in a moment. But it took me out of it because it was just so stupid. I mean, maybe some of them would go into the pool.
Okay. Why didn't she go around the pool too? You could have said to people, you could have said the same thing about her. You gotta say the same thing about her. Okay? But Grace, you have to understand. The most obvious thing doesn't work in a TV or movie, okay? Okay? And if she did that and they did that, he wouldn't be able to electrocute them all. He was only able to electrocute at least one or two. In the water, he's able to electrocute them all. So this is a comic book movie, comic book show. I mean, don't always think logic, okay?
I mean, they weren't zombies.
Why are you
right?
making I don't know why you're making a fucking big deal about this. Who cares, really? Only Grace Randolph would make a big deal about this. Who fucking cares?
Zombies. Like, some of them you think would have gone around to get her when she was, to try and get her when she got out the other side. Like, how did they win World War II if they were so stupid?
You think these regular citizens were in the military? Are you fucking serious? You think everybody in this earth was participated in the wars or whatever? You're that fucking stupid. Yeah. Yeah, and they're citizens. Exactly.
I mean, I've seen a lot of movies, and one of the defining qualities.
Yeah, but look at those fucking people. The guys, Grace. Those pictures don't help your fucking. Those pictures don't help fuck your case. Help your case. These are regular citizens. Look at these pictures. What do they all have in common? Except, what do they all have in common? And I know Indiana Jones, the Last Crusade. Nah, this is solo tonight. You gotta end this soon anyway. The Last Crusade, he teamed up with the Nazis, military. Okay, remember? They're not citizens. These people are not citizens. These are citizens. On the left are citizens. These people are not citizens. Yes, this guy's a billionaire. He's not, and he teamed up with the Nazis. Okay, and yeah, she's a Nazi scientist, but he teamed up with the Nazis. These are Nazis. These are military Nazis. Nazis in the military. Nazi. This guy's Hans, who hunts. It's from Inglourious Bastards, right? They're all part of the fucking military. These people are not in the fucking military. My fucking God.
Of Nazis as bad guys is that they're pretty well dressed and they're very shrewd, which makes them good villains. All right,
You pretty well dressed. You show pictures of them in military. Oh my fucking God.
the end of the last episode was so instantly iconic with Leota running from them, right? That was just an amazing shot.
Yeah, it was.
And so it's such a disappointment that chase sequence ended so abruptly at the beginning of this new episode.
Well, you wanted to chase her for like half the episode?
And it's also super lame that Judo Master.
Why? Why you want to watch? You want to see a fat black woman still want to see a fat black woman being chased? Is that what you want to see?
Simply read a bunch of history books in the house he was squatting in. They didn't even show us the history books. I was hoping for like a YouTube documentary that they looked up, but no, that costs money. That requires some kind of commitment.
That costs money.
But how? I can't even.
That costs money. Books. That costs money. Books. Huh? They don't need to show you everything. You know that, right?
Get a cover of one of the history books. By the way, those jokes at Argus were so
Scrabble.
lame. There's no way Chris would have missed those things. It just totally destroyed the cleverness of what of the realization in episode 6. It just turned it into a joke instead.
Well, this show has a lot of humor in it.
All right, so as for Judo Master, it was nice to see that the bond that he forged with Adebayo playing Screwball or whatever. I say James.
Yeah, Screwball. What do you think that's based off of? Grace? Give you a hint. Starts with a G. Where the regime started from.
That has some good jokes, and I do think some of the stuff he writes is very funny. But just changing a letter here and there is like, I guess it's like how the British had a letter here and there, but
oh my God. The British. My God.
Is those lame animal facts that he's had. He's said.
Oh my God, Screwball. That's not English. That's not an English word, Grace. Maybe you should. Grace. Maybe you should check up on your World War II history, your Nazi history, your German history from the, especially Nazi Germany. What does this Screwball sound like to you? What language did the Nazis use in Germany? What language did he use in Germany? You know, he didn't come up with the Nazis didn't come up with a new language, right? He still spoke German. You know that, right? Screwball is a German translation. Okay? It sounds Eastern European, it sounds German, okay? Sorry. Maybe British. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh my god. She's she's geography. She's also geography illiterate too. Okay. What is? Oh my god. It sounds Dutch. Yeah, it could be Dutch too. It's definitely not. I can tell you one thing. It's definitely not English. It's not British English. It's not American English. It's not Canadian English. It's not English from Australia, New Zealand, wherever. It's definitely not any form. It's not any English dialect, right? Oh my god. Oh my god. This woman is cracking me up. I don't know what to say. I really don't.
Battled poor vigilante with for the
And
last
why? Who cares? Who cares about the Screwball?
episodes. But anyway, I like that they really did bond, and that Judo Master backed up Chris.
Why did they bond? Right?
When Chris lied and took the fall for everyone else, and Rick Flag Sr. was like, "Is that true, Judo Master?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's true." And I was like, maybe you are okay, buddy. If this show gets to season 3, well, we'll see if it gets to season 3. I mean, we've seen that the ratings have been very poor. But it is James Gunn's show, and he is the head of DC, right? Someone would have.
Let me see how ratings are. Yeah, Nielsen. Oh, by the way, Nielsen's changed the rating system anyway. Okay, so they changed the real. Yeah. Nielsen changed the rating system. Okay, so.
To overrule him because he's the one who decides the green light on his own projects. And it's clearly a super cheap show to make, so I guess they could make another season. I don't know. I mean, I like these characters. I don't want them to go away necessarily, right? But do we really need a season 3 of Peacemaker, right? We have.
Oh, I love these characters. I really don't want them to go away. But do we really need a season 3 of Peacemaker?
One more episode to go, and maybe that'll change everything.
Alright, I really like his characters. I don't want to see him go. But do we really need another season of Peacemaker? What the fuck are you Oh. I'm probably going to see his characters in other shows and movies. But the way she said that, it sounded like she's trying to be sarcastic. I really love these characters. But do we really need another season of this? Oh my god. Oh my god. And the thing is, Peacemaker, based on this season, Peacemaker is going to be upgraded to a bigger role in the DCU. I think. he's going to have a huge impact in the DCU. I don't know what, okay, in some capacity. So I wouldn't be shocked if he gets to season 3. The thing is, Cena is almost 50 years old. Cena is 48 years old. He's almost 50, Cena. It's last year of wrestling this year, right? So there's 5 more wrestling days left. His next wrestling date is actually this Saturday. And then he has 4 more wrestling dates left. Then he's retired from wrestling.
But how are you feeling about a season 3 of Peacemaker right now? Me? I'm saying let's get that Mr. Terrific show that there are rumors about.
Okay, here's the thing. I'll see how season 2 does, and what the finale leads up to.
And maybe bring over Vigilante to that show. That's right. I'm coming around on Vigilante.
Why would Vigilante be in the Mr. Terrific show?
Freddie Stroma continues to shine with these last few episodes. He was hilarious here. I see it now. He delivered some great banter here opposite himself. The line reads were beautiful. One of the best lines in the episode was when hearing that we defeated the Nazis on our Earth. Wow, you must live in a utopia. That was great. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for here. And that is like more nuanced, but without being ridiculous. Even Harcourt was shocked at how competent the other Vigilante was. He actually, by the way, when he jumped through the window and killed Chris's dad, in the name of Sons of Liberty, I gasped because I knew that was going to really turn things up to an 11. I was like, what? And also it was shocking to see Vigilante be so competent. And then Vigilante, when they were escaping, covered for the group and closed the door behind them with a kick-ass backflip kick. Oh, it was amazing. I was like, wow. It's like, see, our Vigilante, this is what you could be if you just focused a little bit.
What are you talking about? The Vigilante... You haven't watched season 1, Grace. Because I know she hasn't watched season 1. The Vigilante, this is the same Vigilante. They're basically the same character, same personality, same character. They're both competent fighters. They're both crazy, centric, insane. They're both basically the same character. Except Peacemaker is not the friend once, right? They're both in their combat style, their fighting style, their competence is still the same. Vigilante has always been a competent fighter. Okay? What is she fucking talking about? Yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Oh my god. She never watched season 1, TJ, yeah.
I'm also starting to come around on Harcourt, by the way. What's happening? She was right, by the way, to try and kill Keith so he wouldn't come after them. That's mob boss rules. I loved it, but she didn't.
That's not mob boss rules.
Have time. She got too soft. She tried to explain it to him instead of just, taking care of business. And so she missed her opportunity. But Jennifer Holland, she continued.
She didn't miss her opportunity. Did you watch the fucking episode? Didn't you watch the fucking episode? She didn't miss her opportunity. She was about to give him the mercy kill, right? Obviously, so he wouldn't be able to go after him. But as she was going to do it, she got distracted because I think she got shot at or something, right? Yeah. The corrupt police were right back to shooting at her direction, and that's when she ran, and the other, I forget who else she ran with. That's what happened is, she got stopped. She got stopped. Nobody stopped her. Okay? Did you watch the fucking episode? Watch the fucking episode, okay? Kristen pulled her off and pulled her away. No, don't you even fucking do it. No. She was going to do it, but I think it was the police who was shooting at her, and then she ran with her. I forgot who she ran with. Back into the room where the portals are and all that shit, the doorways, the dimensional doorways. And as we saw the Vigilante close the door that leads to doorway room, the dimension doorway room. That's maybe you should watch the fucking episode next time. Again.
She was only medium for a little bit, but some of you were like, no, she's really good. And I was like, wow, I don't believe it. But I'm starting to see it here too. I think she did not only a great job again this episode, but she looked pretty great as well. I think it's the glow of finally accepting and embracing who she is, right? Violence and bad decisions, all of it.
That's not what it fucking is.
And
no. No. No, Grace. And she's finally able to open up, let somebody in her heart again. She was clearly felt guilt, and I think she was in love with Rick Flag Jr. too. I think she was definitely in love with Rick Flag Jr. too, and Rick Flag Jr. the same day, and she got killed on the same day that she was right. They woke up together that day. That day he went off on the mission. Suicide Squad and got killed, and she was at the funeral. She felt guilty. She was clearly in love with Rick Flag, and she closed herself off, not wanting to be close to somebody romantically, and that's what she was doing. She was pushing Chris away as a romantic interest, not necessarily a friend, but as a romantic interest, where Chris was trying to push himself to be with her, trying to be with her, where she was trying to pull him away. But this episode shows that she's finally getting over her guilt of a Rick Flag and opening up again to let somebody into her heart. Okay? That's the point. It's not about, oh, she's accepting she's a violent person. No. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. If you watch the Batman, watch the Batman as a perfect example. Bruce was kind of giving Alfred the cold shoulder, right? Not exactly a love interest. I mean, Alfred is not a love interest, but it's the closest thing to a father figure. But in the Batman, he's kind of giving him a cold shoulder, kind of being mean to him. And then when Alfred's in the hospital due to the Riddler, they had that scene together where they got close to each other, right? Where Bruce finally opened up to Alfred and admitted he was afraid to lose somebody he cares about, stuff like that. Bruce was kind of pushing people away because he didn't want to feel that pain again. That's what she's doing. That's what she's trying to do. Okay, that's what she's trying to do.
it was pretty glorious to see her and Chris working in tandem, even being stupid and ridiculous in tandem as they escaped from Argus. I think they might be soulmates. I really do.
You kind of are perfect for each other.
But while I'm loving Vigilante and Harcourt now, Chris, who I've loved for the beginning of this season, now he's starting to get on my nerves. Like, how are we back to his self-loathing again? Wasn't that the whole point of season 1? I didn't even watch season 1, and I'm pretty frustrated to be back at square one.
Then what?
How do you feel?
Why do you say then? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. How he self-loathing. He wasn't self-loathing in season 1, okay? He was arrogant and cocky. Most of the season, okay? He was an asshole most of the season, okay? He wasn't really self-loathing in season 1, okay? Somewhere during season 1, he started to become more unselfish. He's unselfish, more open, a little bit. Also, how he sees the world differently. But he wasn't. But he wasn't really self-loathing like he in season one as he is in season two. Okay, because season one, he always felt guilty about killing his brother. His father hated him. He thought what he was doing was right. All right. He felt guilty about killing Rick Flag. Even in that season one, he was being an ass. He didn't really like his team. The team didn't really like him at first, right? But they're trying to understand him. Lee was the closest to him, trying to understand him. See, he wasn't self-loathing like this in season one. This season, he was very self-loathing because even though he saved the world in season one, which you haven't seen, he didn't get the respect he thought he was going to get. And nobody else did.
You sat through season one. Are you kidding me? We can't backslide like this.
Yeah, you can.
He's getting so close to connecting with
You don't watch.
Hardcore. And he has this
Then you'll understand why why him and Hardcore. The relationship bonding between Hardcore and Chris started in season one. Began in season one. Okay? Season one.
amazing best friend in AWO. This episode, by the way, the feels, baby, when they both stood up for each other when the other one wasn't even there. It was
Of course, there's of his character, which no one could see until he opened up. Yeah, fuck.
so beautiful. It was so special. They really are the best of friends. I love it. But Keith? Yeah, Keith's not dead, and he's going to be a problem. So now on Earth X, Keith is the one who's all alone with his dad and brother dead. And it seems to be warping him just as it did Chris on our Earth. It seems pretty likely he's going to come back to our Earth in the final episode. But I got to tell you, I'd be happy if I never saw Keith again. I'm sorry. He's not my brother, Chris. I didn't connect with this character. I didn't think he was written particularly well. I don't think he was performed particularly well. Never really stood out to me besides, look, I'm happy for you, Chris, that, he's okay here.
What the fuck are you talking about?
But I think that if he does come back, it'll be most likely to have Chris look in the mirror or something like that and be shaken out of the funk that he's currently in. Because he's sulking hardcore in prison, as we see from the scenes for next week. Chris is also probably bummed because he didn't get to bring the peace cycle back with him as he'd wanted to. That was a pretty funny line when he said, how big is the it's a doorway. Can you I don't know if the peace cycle, to be honest with you, could fit through any normal doorway. So there's your answer, Chris. But I chuckled when he asked that question. However, then the peace cycle couldn't do anything when they found themselves cornered. So leave it. I guess, again, this show is so cheap.
Yeah, it only has two guns here, and the police had him surrounded all around. The guns only were facing one way. It only take out a couple police, but the other police are surrounding him. It would do nothing. They would shoot him. There was about 20 cops surrounding him. There was 20, 30 cops surrounding him. This isn't a fucking Batmobile, Grace. This is sure, this is not an ordinary motorcycle, but this is a fucking Batmobile or a Bat bike. This ain't fucking Batman. When Batman has, on his vehicles, has whatever he needs to get out of sticky situations. Okay?
All the accoutrement on the front of the peace cycle actually does absolutely nothing. But 2/3 of the top trio show up and take out all the witnesses, aka law enforcement. Oh, all right. So
they're not witnesses.
I got to do it because I hate hypocrisy. So James Gunn is making obviously a point here about dirty cops and bad law enforcement, right? When he has some of the characters say they have no problem taking out law enforcement, right? That's a very fine line to walk. And I'm not so sure the Gunn pulls it off. And then further complicating the situation is that the writer who was recently fired from DC for not only some other comments that she made, but she also made some comments along these lines, which is part of the reason that she got fired.
Grace.
So she's probably wondering why she was fired, and yet James Gunn, the head of DC Films, made the exact same.
Grace. I don't know if you know this, but those cops were Nazis. Those cops are Nazis. Like, I didn't agree with this person's this comic book writer stuff. I think she's crazy, and what she said about, like, I don't have share the same views as Charlie Kirk or anything like that. I think, but I don't know if you know, but those cops were Nazis. Okay? Those cops were Nazis. Grace, they were fucking Nazis. They were Nazis. Jeez. Oh my God. And Grace, first of all, this episode was filmed way before this comic book writer said that. Okay. Yeah, she got fired for celebrating actual murder. Okay, this has nothing to do with each other. Okay, nothing to do with each other. Okay, this show was filmed way before she made those comments, and also once again, they were fucking Nazis. Oh my God. Yeah, she's doing this. They were fucking Nazis, Grace. Oh my God. You should do that. Yeah, you do that, Red. Those cops are fucking Nazis.
Comment and joke. All right, so I had to point it out.
Grace, you realize?
All right, so
like those.
Anyway, it turns out that having an interdimensional portal is frowned upon on any Earth, right? Unless you have better tech, which is the case. This porn stash. By the way, I call him porn stash, but in the little post-credit sequence, that was what he was into. But yeah, I called it that he would be the guest star this week, and it was as lame as I thought.
You didn't call. You're not the only. You, Grace. You're not the only one who called it. Okay. Oh my gosh, she needs to slap at this point. Oh my God.
And went nowhere like I thought it would. But I didn't expect him to tell Rick. And what's with the new nickname for Lex Luthor? Calling him Luth? I don't like it. It's Lex, Lexi. I don't know. Luth?
Lexi. The only person who calls Lexi is a Joker. Okay. Lex is not his actual nickname. There's only one person that calls him Lex, and Lex is not Lexi, and Lex is not a nickname. Okay, it's shortened for it's a shortened name, actually, right? Lex is not a nickname. Okay, it's not. We saw him in the trailer. Yeah, we saw him in the trailers. Yeah, exactly.
What do you think of Luth? I mean, I like Lex Luthor a lot, but I think we're getting a little out of control with the Lex Luthor love. Anyway.
I like Lex Luthor a lot, but I think we're getting out of control with the Lex Luthor love. The fuck? Why is she so retarded? I don't know.
Porn Stash, well, he has the name, but I didn't remember it. Porn Stash, I mean, there's a nickname.
His name is Sydney. You can't look it up?
Porn Stash. It's old school, but, it gets the job done.
It's old school.
Anyway, he tells Rick Flag Sr. that Peacemaker has better interdimensional tech, or the imps did, that they stole it from. But Lex's portals could only stay open for a few seconds, whereas Peacemaker's are so stable you can just leave them open. So looks like Argus just got a new toy and a way to seriously cheer up Rick Flag Sr. Seems he's totally forgotten about his dead son. So who are you hoping to see in some of the other tech, or the imps did that they stole it from? But Lex's portals could only stay open for a few seconds, whereas Peacemaker's are so stable you can just leave them open. So looks like Argus just got a new toy and a way to seriously cheer up Rick Flag Sr. Seems he's totally forgotten about his dead son.
I don't know if he totally forgot about his dead son. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, he totally forgot about his dead son.
So who are you hoping to see in some of the other dimensions? Do you think we'll get
Yeah, look at those. Look at those.
fun cameos, right? Like any A-list characters? Oh, or will only be D-list, the safe D-list characters. Maybe if we're lucky, a C-lister. Although,
Maybe we get lucky. A C-lister. Why did you not say B-lister? You knew about Batmite? Perhaps.
you know what? I'd be perfectly fine if it was all vigilante in every dimension and he was exactly the same. It would make me actually very happy.
No, that would get annoying.
All right, so those are my thoughts on Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 7. One more to go! Let's hope that, Episode 6 really did deliver on James Gunn's promise. So I hope that maybe the last... I think...
Okay. So this is... Okay. My thoughts on this stream, this video. She clearly doesn't get Peacemaker. She doesn't get Peacemaker. Okay? She clearly doesn't get Peacemaker. Okay? She thinks Earth X. She clearly doesn't understand that this is not about Earth X. This show is about Chris Smith, Peacemaker, not Earth X. Not about the Nazi world. Or Nazis are in charge. It's not about that. This is not about, okay? This is not about what Star Wars is about. It's not about that, okay? It's about Chris, Peacemaker, okay? About the development of the character, the direction of the character. That's what this show is about, okay? Yeah, she doesn't understand what she watches. Exactly. That's the precise, basically the precise synopsis story of this season. It's Peacemaker figure out who he is and where he belongs, where he fits. That's it. It's not about Earth X. Earth X is supposed to serve a purpose for the development of Chris because he's in a different world where his father cares about him and his brother's alive. And it seems that world is all too perfect to be real, where he feels like he belongs, but it turns out that world is not what it all seems to him. It turns out it's a Nazi world. But it's mainly about his father's good to him and his brother's alive, feeling that he belongs there. That's what it's about. It's not really about the Nazis. Okay? It's about him finding his place, his place in the world, where he belongs. That's all this show's about, really. Okay, and yes, interdimensional stuff. There's a bigger play at that with Argus wanting that. It's continuing from Superman. It's going to play in the future of DCU because it's still part of the same universe. And Lex is going to be poured into the DCU. Whatever comes from this finale will impact the future of the DCU. Okay? Okay? Marvel kind of does the same thing. If you really think about it, some shows do the same thing, some shows don't. Right? Miss Marvel led into the Marvels. Right? WandaVision led into Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. What else? That's about it. Some Marvel shows do it, some don't. Some just don't lead anywhere. But this show is leading towards more development of the DCU while focusing heavily on Peacemaker. It's a mostly Peacemaker focused heavy show Well, oh, shut up, Red. Well, it continues the progression of DCU, the storytelling of the DCU, the beginning of the DCU, the future of the DCU. Okay? And Grace clearly doesn't get this. Doesn't get this. I wish Blinded was here so she could whisper with me, but Blinded. Alright, I'm gonna end it here. What is it? A minute 30? Yeah, thank you for coming on, guys. We'll be back for next week for AW Detracts. I might do a stream Tuesday and Wednesday, who knows. Definitely Thursday. Thursday is gonna be a Peacemaker finale. Right? Peacemaker finale. We'll be doing an after show for finale Peacemaker. So be on the lookout for that. That's happening. And I did say I was gonna do a show Wednesday. So I plan to do a capes in chunks Wednesday, but I might do there's a chance I might do a stream Tuesday now, but it may not be a pop culture stream. It may be a wrestling stream Tuesday, maybe wrestling. But make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Bye.
Too sweet. Sweet. Two.